Today we have a detailed summary of Game of Thrones Season 1. Season 1 introduces the continent of Westeros, a feudal realm ruled by the Iron Throne, and across the narrow sea, the vast eastern lands of Essos. The Seven Kingdoms are nominally united under King Robert Baratheon, but beneath the surface, old loyalties, buried secrets, and personal ambitions threaten to tear the realm apart. The season centers on the collision between honor and power. Those who play the political game ruthlessly survive, while those who cling to principle often pay dearly. The story begins in the north, at Winterfell, seat of House Stark. Eddard Stark, often called Ned, is Warden of the North, a man defined by duty, restraint, and a rigid sense of justice. He lives with his wife Catelyn Stark and their children, Robb Stark, Sansa Stark, Arya Stark, Bran Stark, Rickon Stark, and Ned's illegitimate son Jon Snow. When King Robert arrives in Winterfell, he offers Ned the position of Hand of the King after the mysterious death of the previous Hand, Jon Arryn. Though reluctant, Ned accepts, believing it his duty to help his old friend rule justly and to uncover the truth behind Arryn's death. A pivotal early tragedy strikes when young Bran accidentally witnesses Queen Cersei Lannister in an incestuous relationship with her twin brother Jaime Lannister. To protect their secret, Jaime pushes Bran from a tower, leaving him paralyzed. This act quietly ignites the central conflict of the season. Ned travels south to King's Landing with his daughters Sansa and Arya. On the journey, a violent encounter involving Arya, Prince Joffrey Baratheon, and Joffrey's cruelty leads to the death of Arya's direwolf and the execution of Sansa's direwolf by royal order. This moment symbolizes the end of childhood innocence and foreshadows the merciless nature of the capital. In King's Landing, Ned quickly realizes the court is a nest of corruption, dominated by House Lannister. He discovers that the crown is deeply in debt to Tywin Lannister, patriarch of the family, and that loyalty is bought rather than earned. As Hand, Ned investigates Jon Arryn as final days and uncovers a devastating truth. All of Queen Cersei's children are fathered not by King Robert, but by her brother Jaime. This means Joffrey has no legitimate claim to the throne. Before Ned can act, Robert is mortally wounded during a hunting trip, an accident, subtly engineered by the Lannisters. On his deathbed, Robert names Ned as regent until his son comes of age. Ned attempts to prevent Joffrey's accession, but he underestimates the ruthlessness of his enemies. Petyr Baelish, whom Ned believes to be an ally, betrays him, and the City Watch turns against the Starks. Ned is arrested for treason. Sansa, desperate to save her father, is manipulated into pleading for mercy. Meanwhile, Jon Snow travels north to the Wall, a colossal ice barrier protecting the realm from threats beyond. He joins the Night's Watch, a sworn brotherhood of exiles, criminals, and idealists. Jon struggles with the harsh discipline and moral ambiguity of the Watch, but slowly earns respect through his integrity and skill. Beyond the Wall, ominous signs appear. Wildlings flee south, and ancient forces long thought extinct stir in the frozen wilderness. These hints of a supernatural danger provide a looming counterpoint to the political squabbles in the south. In Essos, the exiled Princess Daenerys Targaryen begins her transformation. Initially timid and controlled by her brother Viserys Targaryen, she is married off to the powerful Dothraki warlord Khal Drogo, in exchange for an army to reclaim the Iron Throne. What begins as exploitation evolves into a complex relationship. Daenerys grows in confidence, learns the customs of the Dothraki, and begins to assert authority. Viserys, increasingly unhinged, is ultimately executed by Drogo in a brutal yet symbolic end to his delusions of power. After Drogo is fatally wounded and Daenerys loses her unborn child, she performs a desperate funeral ritual, walking into Drogo's pyre with 3 petrified dragon eggs. Against all expectation, she emerges alive, with 3 newly hatched dragons, the first seen in generations, marking the rebirth of magic in the world. Following Ned's arrest, tensions explode. Robb Stark raises the banners of the North, and war breaks out between House Stark and House Lannister. Jaime Lannister is captured in battle, intensifying the conflict. In King's Landing, Ned is promised mercy if he publicly confesses treason. Believing this will protect his daughters, he complies. However, King Joffrey ignores all counsel and orders Ned's execution. In one of the series' most shocking moments, Ned Stark is beheaded before a horrified crowd, shattering any illusion that honor guarantees survival. Season 1 concludes with the realm on the brink of full-scale civil war. The North in open rebellion, the Lannisters tightening their grip on the throne, ancient threats awakening beyond the wall, and Daenerys Targaryen rising as a new power in the East. The season establishes the show's defining themes: moral complexity, the cost of power, and the brutal unpredictability of a world where no character is truly safe.